Audio's low there. So 2102. Good luck. I'm just bumping the audio up so I can hear the moves. It's only for when I'm actually playing the chess I need the audio high, otherwise I have it much lower. Just going for quick castling. Wow, 17,000 games for a point. That's very impressive. So we've got options here. We can launch, we can develop, we can go e3 as well. Obviously bishop down might be a little bit annoying. I think this one I'm going to go d4. Just transpose it back to a normal d4 game. Okay. Let's go c3. We've got the option of bishop up and maybe trade at some point or encourage a pawn push. I'm expecting bishop up somewhere just to prepare castling. He actually goes pawn up. Yeah, I'm just wondering whether to do this sort of concept and lash out in the middle, but I don't think I should. I'll just develop the bishop and then maybe, you know, slow steady development and try and expand at some point in time. But now we've got the option to push the pawn and the bishop's outside the chain. So let's just push the pawn up and just trade as and when we need to. So let's bring the knight up. Knight up might be a move, but it's not instinctively a move I would try and play. Okay, let's just play rook across, just preparing the centre push at the right moment. Maybe the other rook across as well. Yeah, knight up and going for this sort of pawn structure is not something instinctively I would generally go for. Now, can we get away with dropping the bishop back here and encouraging g5? Are we getting trapped? It's a very committal move, isn't it? If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I'm going to risk it. Let's be silly and drop the bishop back. There is a chance we might get trapped with this sort of concept. If we do, we do. Knight out wide. What am I going to do? Would I dare play pawn forward? I can actually play knight up here, can't I? And hit the knight. Pawn takes. I'm going to play knight up because if you come forward, I can just take. If you take here, I can bring a pawn across. Okay, he does do that. So if he takes here, do we just go the natural way? Well, he's taken in the middle, so I guess we need to capture first and then take back. So we've got an isolated pawn, but it breaks the symmetry up, breaks the structure up. We've got a nice pawn we can push at the right moment, maybe even immediately. It breaks the symmetry up, doesn't it? It could cost us the game, of course, as well, having an isolated pawn, of course. The opponent's got the two bishops as well. So, yeah, bishop down is a little bit of a problem working with the other bishop. I think I'm going to have to push a pawn up to try and cover that, just to try and release the knight. Bishop down and bishop down were a little bit of an issue there. Okay. Let's bring knight across to try and guard the pawn for a move or two. Maybe knight forward. F5 is still a potential move though. Still a potential. Otherwise rook across is just a natural instinctive move. So is queen up and rook right across. I'm actually 1-0 down this opponent. We have actually played before as well. Could have been in any time control. Okay, so knight up, like I say, looks very, very natural move here. It's whether I want to push the pawn. I like the idea of rook across first. Just a challenge for the open file. While my knight guards the d4 pawn. He could maybe play rook down, I suppose, but let's just see. Okay, he does trade. So again, I'm still looking at a move like knight up. He's happy to trade queen, which I don't think I should do. Let's get the queen up and try and make room and give the king a bailout square potentially. Or do we just say no, it's time to play f5? Even if you take, then knight forward. Let's see, it's very committal, but it is a doubled up pawn in a way. So if I give it back to break the structure up, it could be useful, but it could backfire. I think I need a move like h3 to give my king another square as well. Lots of options, but I'm not sure what's good and what isn't so good. Yeah, queen comes down, so that's just kind of inviting the knight push. Take, pawn takes, and then I need another 2 moves to push on, so I can just push immediately. If you take, it feels like it's giving us a better position. I'm going to do it, I'm just going to push the pawn. If you take, it kind of breaks black's structure up a bit, you get an isolated pawn as well. I mean, it does allow take and then f4 from black, so I'll probably just pile the knight straight in if do take. Equally, we can take, and it opens up the file, so it's not without a lot of risk, but that's chess risk and reward. And we're only playing 10-minute rapid games, so we've not got too long to think and calculate everything. Let's get the cursor off the board. Yeah, he's played rook across and ignored it, so we can take and pawn takes, and we have a natural target. So what's wrong with that? And then, actually, what is wrong with that? Just simply take and then bishop up. It's a very natural target, is it? And then queen up. Just play a bishop up and hit the pawn. You might have to go back. I mean, I guess you could come forward, but we're threatening to triple stack. We're threatening right now just to simply take and win the queen, so that's a serious problem. You've got rook across or up, and you've got king up as well, so maybe it's perfectly fine to defend. King up allows a check, and you'll have to give up your bishop. So queen up is an obvious move, just to still threaten to take. If king up, knight check takes, queen takes, looks perfectly good. And I don't want to burn all my clock. I don't see any way to make any easy progress this side. Maybe queen f4 and then rook down, but as soon as I move I'm taking pressure off, aren't I? So now 3 attack and 2 defense, so are you going to try and guard it? If up, I think I'll simply take with a knight. Bishop takes, pawn push, then we probably just check. And actually, can we do something here? This is where we might be able to release a rook, but as soon as we do, we're taking pressure off. Knight up is a very instinctive move as well, and then we can come over maybe. Yeah, let's play knight up. Just take back. 3 will attack the pawn and 3 will defend the pawn. But we're threatening then rook to c1, rook to c7. We might not get in. Of course we might not get in, but it's something. I'm still looking at f4, f5 as well. And you can see I've done a pre-move to take back with the different highlighted squares there. Yeah, queens come back. Okay. So do we go for this concept now? So we're basically solid here. If you take, we take. We're stopping the queen infiltrating and we're threatening to get forward. It looks good to me. If bishop down, I think f4 is fine. If takes, queen takes, it's fine. Then you've got queen in, but we're rapidly getting forward. I'm going to play it just so I don't burn too much clock, but I'm trying to come in. And if takes, queen in and hit the pawn. But something needs to be kept back to guard with the bishop here. Of course, you can imagine if the queen does get in and the rook across, there are threats this way as well, but f4, maybe we can just play it in emergency. But if I can just get rook forward safely, make sure the king's got some sort of bailout square. Queen up becomes a move as well, at least potentially. Maybe even knight back just to simply hit the bishop could be a move. Bishop down, f4. What plan has black got? let's just clear our mind and we'll worry about our move once black has actually made a move. We've got time on the clock. Just click the little fan off a bit there. It's a little bit warm today, but not too bad. Okay, bishop up. Is there a way to deflect the queen? The queen needs to guard the bishop now, so pawn up and you go back. Pawn up, does that just win the game on the spot or does it blunder something? My queen guards my rook, so if you take the pawn, I just take the bishop. So here, rook across I just take with check. That might be a losing blunder, but am I missing something here? How does the queen guard the bishop? You've got here, and I just push up, right? Surely that's a blunder. Just hit the queen. If you take, my queen guards my rook, I just take the bishop. If you go here, I just play a4. And the queen's got no adequate squares to guard the bishop. But even if you find a way to attack my rook, the queen guards it. Bishop down, just throw in f4. That might have been a fatal blunder, but obviously at amateur level we can all blunder at any time. So just hit the queen again. But if we can get one bishop off, obviously we'd love to get the other one off the board as well. Our opponent's just realised can't guard the piece, so we've got ourselves a good win there. A little bit of good luck there, just a one move mistake. Let's just see what the engine says. So we've got 28 moves played, so they're the move times for both players. Now let's request an analysis. Yeah, so a normal standard opening, we're all completely level. I mean, give or take a little bit, but at our level, we're basically level. F5 was a mistake. I should have dropped the bishop back. Oh, so the actual figures, we've played 96% versus 85 accuracy, the CPL 14 and 32, but it's going to be just skewed by the blunder at the end. So we basically played normally all the way through the opening here, although black's got some decent space, so a very slight edge to black, so it's a decent opening for black. We're just going slowly, steadily does it. This is all okay. Still completely level. The engine doesn't like F5 that we played. And then should have taken, actually. The engine just saying after F5, you should have just taken. But that's all it gives. It doesn't give anything else. I was just planning on playing knight up then. And then, so it's saying rook to c8 is a blunder because you should have taken the pawn. And it's just a simple one move blunder in this position. Okay, we're +2 better now, so we're gradually that bit better because black's a bit tied down. And then the bishop up. Yeah, it's saying bishop to a6. We're still +1.8 better. But that's just a blunder that loses the piece. And then obviously you can't go back to guard the bishop, so you lose the bishop. So opponents just said, I've had enough of that one, so we got a win. It is what it is.